Alright, so we're getting ready to do a spring install on the front fork. If you watched the oil change, you would have saw I ran into some stoppage because I didn't want to cut up my stock spacers. Long story short, I was able to score a stock spacer off the internet, cut it down to what I need. My guesstimate is about 11 millimeter. I like to have a little sag, excuse me, not a whole lot. So that said, it's going to be real simple. We're going to leave it in the legs intact because this oil, the fork oil in here, is like maybe a couple weeks old. So this is going to be just straight up a spring swap out. Now, as you can see, there's a 22 millimeter nut right here. Obviously we can't get to it, especially with an M bar, but even with a standard bar it's pretty tight. You might be able to get off, but there's no way you can get a torque wrench back on it afterwards. So, like so many things, when you start doing turning wrenches, you gotta take 10 things off to get to one thing, and that is going to be the case with our handlebar. So, get the handlebar off. I'm just gonna take it off and just gently lay it down to where it's out of place and just lay it on the bike, because as you'll see, this is a pretty quick job. I think normally, most times, you'll run into a oil and spring change at the same time. That's what I tried to do, but just didn't work out that way. So I'm gonna have two videos out of it now. I'm gonna take the dog bone off and wet sand it like my covers, showing the peeling like the other lacquer finishes did on me. Okay. All I want is enough to get this out of the way so I can get to my stuff. Like so. Okay. .22 millimeter. And this is going to be set at 23 Newton meters. Dance around the camera. Leverage can be an issue. There we go. Remember, once again, this is under tension, so there's going to be a pop, just like you saw there. This thing is to go fishing for your goodies. Oh, man, that thing is so shallow. Look at that thing. That's what's coming out. And that's what's going in. That's the difference of the two. There we go. Um, you can see that. All I'm doing is, I don't know if you can see that or not, but all I'm doing here is getting it up out of the oil level, like so, and just gonna let it drip. So just because I want to make sure I keep my oil level good. So I'm going to do that and be back. Okay. Make sure they were pretty dry because I don't want to tamper with my oil levels. Now on your springs, if you notice, this end is more open and this end gets more compressed. Just make sure, and it's in your directions if you ever should buy springs, but this part here you want up to the top. So basically just reversing everything that the steps of how they took out. Gonna put those in. Go. I'll test your finger strength a little bit. Then we're gonna go 23 newton meters. That's the spec. For this top bolt here. And that's it. I'm gonna button the other one up off camera and then put our power back on, clamp this back to spec, and it really is that simple to change out your springs. Alright, both springs are in now, which took me all of, even with videoing it, 15 minutes. 15 minutes, and you save yourself money to get your own more parts, or hell, go out and get some Guinness if you want. Live life large. So now it's putting the infamous dog bone back on. I know everybody probably don't have a dog bone. I forgot what year they stopped doing the dog bone. It's a mistake in my opinion. The dog bone's pretty damn cool. But this ain't a video about the dog bone, so I'm gonna shut up about the dog bone. This is a video about front springs. So I've messed around with my handlebars so much I pretty much know just by eyeball where I like it, and hell, there's even grooves on it by now for as a guide. But if you're not sure, just take your time. Once again, the center stand is awesome for doing stuff like this because you can actually sit down on your bike and gauge it. Now on these clamps, especially with the dog bone, that's all one piece rather than two separate pieces. I kind of crisscross them because you don't want to go all one side heavy before you go to the others, because then you know you don't want to get it going like that. You want to keep it even. So yeah, best way I do it, I'll just kind of count the turns. And eyeball it. And when we start getting close, when you start getting close to the bar too, you'll feel it in your hand which one needs to come down more. And just keep going. Let's put it where I like it. When you're riding your bike long enough and you work on it long enough, you will have your quirks. You will like your handlebar a certain way. You'll like your levers a certain way. How you even like your clusters a certain way. Everything. It's all part of getting dialed into your ride. Wrenching on your bike helps you dial into that ride even more. To me, that's one of the awesome things about doing your own work. Because at the end of the day, it's about riding these things. Okay, I know. Comment all you like. I know a lot of you laugh. But, as always, like with every other video I've put up so far, I follow my specs. Even on the dog bone. So, 26. Here we go. They should start popping. That's it. And there is how you put brand new springs into your fork. And trust me, new suspension on a bike makes it feel like a brand new motorcycle. So, as always, hope you got something out of this, and good deal.